I'm here today to show you how to make your very own Leaping Luna puppet. Now, Luna is the puppet from the Hare in the Moon, my latest show. If you haven't seen it, don't worry. But if you have, I'm sure you loved her as much as I do. So, this is your opportunity to make your very own version of Luna at home and to tell your own stories with her. Now, first of all, let's go through the things you'll need. You're going to need this, which is your puppet template. You should be able to download this from the Hoglets website. There should be a link down there somewhere on how to find it. So you will need your Hare puppet template. You'll also need a pair of scissors, a glue stick, 2 kebab skewers or sticks, whichever you can get your hands on, doesn't matter which one. Lots of colouring utensils, so pens, pencils, crayons, paints if you want to, anything you want to use to colour your puppet. This funny thing here, it's called a split pin. So if you can get hold of one of those, great. If not, I will show you another way of making this moving joint here with a piece of cotton. And you will also need a roll of sellotape. So let's get started. First thing you need to do is take your puppet template and very roughly, don't cut it out precisely, cut out or cut around the 2 pieces of the Hare. So do it very quickly, very roughly. So we're not cutting round the lines exactly. This is just a rough cut to start with. So I'm going to cut one piece. Doesn't have to be neat, as long as it's nice and quick. And you don't cut her ears off. So, and 2. So you should end up with, move our spare paper, 2 pieces of Hare. The next thing we're going to do is take our cardboard. Now we're going to glue these 2 pieces of the Hare onto the cardboard. But the best way to do that is by putting the glue directly onto the card. So get your glue stick and cover it in glue. Your piece of cardboard, make sure it's absolutely covered. Loads and loads and loads of glue. And when you think you've put enough on, put a little bit more on just to be safe. So I'm going to put loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of glue directly onto the cardboard, not onto the paper because it wrinkles the paper. Then we're going to take our 2 pieces of Hare and very gently put them onto the cardboard and smooth them down. So make sure there's no bubbles, no creases where your Hare is. So give it a good rub, get your knuckles on it, make sure it's completely and utterly stuck down, just like that. So once you've got one piece on, we're going to get the second piece on. So same again, make sure it's nice and flat, rub out any bubbles, any wrinkles, make sure it's lovely and flat and well stuck. Now, because we've used so much glue, we're going to take a minute just to let it dry. So we're going to let this dry while we think about what colour are we going to do our Hare. Now, my Luna here is brown, like a traditional Hare, but you could do yours any colour. You could do it yellow like the moon, you could do it blue, you could do it purple, you could do it pink, you could do it covered in spots or stars or stripes or lightning bolts. Anything you wanted to do with your Hare, you could do it. So let your imagination go crazy. So once this is dried, we're going to colour it in. Now, you don't want to sit and watch me colouring in for hours on end. So here is one I did earlier. Dun, dun, dun. So we're going to colour it in. Make sure you're happy with it. If you're not, just download another template and do it again. So once you're happy with it, we are going to cut this out. But this time, we're going to cut it out very, very precisely. So we're going to do our best cutting. So we're going to make sure that we're leaving no white bits on the outside of the lines. So take your time, slow and steady. If you need a hand from a big person, give them a shout. And let's get this cut out. So it's not too tricky, it's two very big shapes, but there are some curves in it. So don't rush this, go as slowly as you like to make sure we get it right. So nearly done one. Just got the feet to do now. There we go, it wasn't too tricky. So there is our hare's back legs and bottom. So we'll put that to one side and then we will do the top. Now, you should have your two pieces of hair. Now, you should see on here, there is a tiny black dot. So just there, and then another one just near her bottom. Now, this is a job for your big people, because what I want you to do is take your scissors or a needle or a bradawl, if you've got one, and make a tiny hole where these spots are. This is where we're going to join the puppet together. So just there, and push it very gently. Now please don't do this yourself. Please, please, please get a big person to do this for you, because if you slip, you can really hurt your finger. Right, now you have your two pieces of hair. We're going to put them together. If you have a split pin, which is the pin I mentioned before, which is a pin that basically splits in half, brilliant. Nice and easy. All you do is put the pin through the hole in the front part of your hair, then get the back part of your hair, put the pin through there, fold it over at both sides. So turn it over, fold it down, make sure it's nice and tight. So it's nice and tight so you've got a good movement, but it still moves, because if it's not tight enough, it'll just flop around everywhere. So it should move like that. Lovely. Your lovely leaping hair. Now, if you don't have one of those, it's a bit trickier, but don't worry, we can still make a moving joint. What you need is some cotton. The thickest cotton you can find. This is called waxed button thread, and it's great, but it's not easy to come by. So raid your family sewing box and find the thickest cotton you can find. Make sure it's nice and strong, so give it a good tug. So once you've got that, doesn't matter what colour it is, I want you to cut a nice long length, about that long. So once you've done that, I want you to knot one end of your length. Now, when I say knot, I mean knot it. Knot it so it's huge, so knot it and knot it and knot it and knot it. And so you're not sat watching me getting really frustrated at knotting a piece of cotton. I've already done some. So make sure there's a nice big knot that is bigger, a lot bigger than the hole you've made in the front part of your hair. So once you've done that, we thread the cotton through the front hole. Lovely. Then just like we did with the split pin, we thread it through the back hole, like so. Then we take this cotton and we pull it tightly, and we get a piece of sellotape, pull the cotton nice and tight and stick it down. Make sure it's nice and secure, and then we cut off any bits that are hanging off the back. And there you go, just the same. You have a nice moving joint. Now you can tidy the front up later on, but this moves just as well, if not better, than the split pin. Now the last thing you need on your puppet is a controller. So we're going to take our 2 sticks, or barbecue skewers, or twigs you found in the garden, whatever you found, doesn't matter. And we are going to stick these, 1 to each side of the hare. So 1 at the front. Get your sellotape. Hold the stick down at the front as near to your hare's head as you can get it, like that. Make sure it's nice and secure. You can fold over or cut off any excess tape, and then do the same with the back. Another piece of tape. I would suggest doing it on her tail and right at the end of her bum, just to make sure you have a nice firm control over your puppet, but it still has good room for movement. And there you have it, your very own Leaping Luna puppet, for you to tell your own stories with. Now, I would love to see what your puppets look like, what colours you've used, what patterns you've used. So if you want to send me a picture of your Leaping Luna, you can send it through the Hoglets website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I would love to see the beautiful hares you've created. Thanks again for watching, and I will hopefully see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.